Today's episode of the Ross Cloud podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.
Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross. And this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you as we travel and navigate through the clouds of life, empowering one another. Listen, I have a very, very special guest with us on today. Let me just start right there. He family. We have filmmaker, actor, producer, writer, father, barber. Just a creative all together who had his first run with Trauma, which was a success in the Carolina theater. And he's doing it once again. The impeccable, the one and only CMB. We got Chris Bray. What's happening, brother?
What's going on, man? You put some sauce on the intro, didn't
you? Indeed, brother, man. How you been, man, first of all?
I've been good, man. Been good. Just getting ready for the premiere and prepping up with plans and finishing edits and exporting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right now, on the keyboard.
No doubt, man. You know, the last time we spoke, you were prepping for the first run, the first go round with Trauma. And, man, it was a success. I had an opportunity to see a few of the reels that was posted. I didn't get a chance to come. But this time, I'll be in the building. And I'm excited for you, man, with this second run. Now, with this second run, Chris, is this just like you're adding more to the film? Taking away? Got you.
Yeah.
We're not even going to tell.
On this second premiere, the first premiere, I just basically saw what I saw were mistakes or wasn't good enough or didn't, a little fat versus lean muscle. And I removed the fat, reshot, and added to the story and made the story a full arcing story. So it's more interesting. It's way more powerful.
I believe it.
And it's the message. You can't run from the message now.
No, you can't.
So it's all in your face. And the story is going to challenge your thinking. It's going to challenge, it's going to challenge how you receive and look at people.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, man. Last time we talked a little bit about your experience with Trauma, but we also talked about we want to put emphasis on you when you made this film. You made it for everybody, pretty much, but with the emphasis of veterans, and we still see a lot of veterans going through something. Here recently, Chris, I thought about the soldiers that passed away in the Middle East, the 3 black soldiers that lost their lives. And I wanted to know kind of your take on that whole situation and from your perspective and your thoughts of what those soldiers need right about now as it pertains to trauma.
Well, as far as anytime you lose anybody that you serve with, that's a major loss. It definitely hits different, especially if you got some years underneath your belt and friendship and hanging out, working together, that type of deal. But right now, as always, needed is a consoling, caring, just a hug, embrace, talk to a phone call just to see how somebody's doing, checking up on somebody. But also just being that shoulder to lean on sometimes because, soldiers can carry a lot of weight, but it gets to that point to where the weight can be too much.
Absolutely.
Those are triggers that kick off, events that nobody wants to happen, unfortunately so.
Yeah, I get it. And I would imagine, Chris, while you was going through your own personal trauma, being overseas, did you feel a huge impact with losing some of your battle buddies?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Was it real bad, Chris, or was it?
No.
And I know a lot of times we don't talk about it. So I know a lot of times soldiers don't talk about too much about their, with that type of trauma added to it. I know a lot of times, soldiers don't talk about it, but I just wanted to know, man, like from your perspective,
I guess.
I know, man. Yeah.
It's like I said earlier, it's different when you serve with the person. And when we were overseas, we deployed, it was kind of a getaway. You know what I'm saying? We were deployed essentially, but at the same time, we were away from family, friends, social circles, that type of deal. So when we got back home, I'm not going to lie to you, that's when, I started seeing people I served with fall off one by one, whether it was suicide, overdose, or just freak accidents of nature. And they're no longer with us, but at the first thought is you remember how good of a person that soldier was.
Yeah.
Especially if they had a family or kids. And a lot of times, you pulling details, you kicking the shit, small conversation.
Absolutely, man.
You get early to learn somebody, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
So
do you think the Veterans Department can do a better job with the veterans and them coming home and just the care, period? In your opinion? I
always think that you can always do better.
Sure.
Now, well, I say that right now. Now it's better than, say, the Iraqi vets or the Vietnam vets.
I agree.
Got back.
I agree with you.
It got progressively better over time. So I'm thankful for where it's at now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're shorthanded, and there's only so much resources.
I totally agree with you on that. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask you, and this may be personal, but I wanted to ask you this because last time I didn't really put my journalist hat on. So I want to ask you, I wouldn't say it was a tough question, but I know you up for it. With you being biracial, did you face any kind of traumatic things that may still be affecting you now? Or did it even affect you? Or did you even have problems with it, Chris? I'm going outside of, the typical trauma that we face so far as soldiers, gunshots, whatever the case may be that we get in our community. But in our community, you hear some stories of children or adults that grew up in biracial homes. Once they go outside of the home, they experience their own trauma. Did you experience any kind of trauma at all in your life, and how did you handle it?
Most definitely, coming from a biracial household, my father being white, my mom being black.
Sure.
It's a common theme to where you're not black enough for your black side, you're not white enough for your white side. So it's the mutt, you're in the middle.
I got you.
And what I did was I picked out, what activities I like from the black side, what activities I like from the white side. And it was, trying to find the positivity and just learn and grow in life. But yes, definitely as a child, we experienced a lot of racism. A lot of my parents, I was born in 90, so it wasn't as cool, or it was still kind of frowned down upon, especially where I'm from. So it's a little bit more attention to the situation than it would be now.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that too, man, because I want the folks to get to know you as a person, as a filmmaker, writer, because a lot of times when we see people who are at the peak or doing some great things in their lives, we never hear about the journey or the story or what makes that person tick, what makes them walk to the beat of their own drum if they would. Because you're a person that walked to the beat of your drum. Now, being that you are an entrepreneur and I know you face some challenges as being an entrepreneur. Anything that you do, we're going to face challenges. And sometimes it can be traumatic. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit. From an entrepreneur standpoint, did you feel any kind of trauma at all?
Entrepreneur standpoint, yes, there's a lot of trauma.
Yes, it is, brother.
It's been, I want to say, 8 years since CMB Studios was just a thought.
Right.
But it's a journey that you go through as a business owner and entrepreneur that you're going to fail a lot up front, especially in what I do. I don't have, the resources yet for the projects I want to complete and I want to finish. So there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be mess ups. I'm not going to know every contract, every law, every ordinance. So
that's right, Chris.
It's been a learning journey, but I wouldn't trade it in for nothing.
Oh, heck no, man. So. And losing people walking away, switching and last minute details, working on the fly sometimes, renegade with it sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time, really. Being a one-man show, which I had the opportunity to actually see you do that, and just to watch you deal with that much and the balance of being a father and entrepreneur, Man, you seem to have been doing a pretty good job of it, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, really. Really, man. And, so many people are... This movie, Trauma, I think, is going to speak to the entire world, whether you're black, white, Chinese, and I'm going to say world, because I feel like Trauma is a world impact overall. And when it comes to a world impact, we got politics, money, we got people losing their jobs, trying to recreate themselves to make a better life. You got divorce in homes, all of these systemic racism stuff we still seeing in the public on today as it pertains to Trauma. It's good to know and refreshing that you have created a film like this that's going to speak directly to that pain and to that trauma, because the character that you play, he experiences a great deal of trauma. And the way that he's dealing with the trauma without giving away too much information, the way that you depicted this character, the way that you created this character, Chris, it was a very dark place.
Oh, yeah.
So if you would, and it may be a little redundant, it may be a little repetitive in what I'm about to ask you, because I did ask you this on the last one. What was the recovery like for you coming out of playing this character? Because that was a dark character that you played, bro. That you do play, excuse me.
Yeah. On the recovery process, I just took the Band-Aid off again because we just reshot 2 weeks ago to add in scenes. But the recovery process has been a lot. The character that I play, Elijah Travis, he deals with a lot mentally. And emotionally, he's a dark person. Mm-hmm. His lifestyle is dark. He's, entrapped by his depression, his anxiety, his PTSD. And it was a lot to take, things that I already experienced, but also magnify them and put some sauce on them to bring it into this character. And when you got to walk and talk and be this character, it is hard to get out of. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm still I'm probably going to go through a cleanse after the premiere just to make sure I finally get this character out of my mind, out of my lifestyle, and out of my energy.
I get it, Chris. What do you do for that cleanse, man, for you? What is that process like for you?
It's taking time and separating myself from the actual character. So after the premiere, I'm able to, change my appearance up. I couldn't cut my hair or do certain things with my hair because I had to stay ready to shoot.
Yeah.
And then also it's just getting back to a lifestyle to where I'm not as isolated, working on the film. I'm able to get out more, be more social, that type of deal. So it's just facing it head on.
Yeah. And Chris, I would think, man, being that you experience that type of isolation while you're working on that character, you're actually able to be that character while you're in isolation.
Yeah.
So you're able to really feel that, Chris, during that time, which makes for great art. I mean, it's painful to go through, but it makes for great art. So while you're doing that, you're actually in character.
Yes.
You could imagine man, with that. You know what I'm saying? So are you going to do some therapy? Do you think you're going to need?
Yeah, I don't mind therapy at all.
I don't either, man.
Therapy actually works, but, it's just, like I said, facing it head on, knowing the problem, and then trying to figure out ways that I can do to accommodate the change that I want to happen after this premiere is over with, and Travis is a character I shed permanently.
Absolutely. So listen, guys, for those of you that may be going through suicide or anything like that, listen, there is help for you. You can reach out to that number. That number is 988. That is that hotline, 988. It's in Spanish and in English, and someone will pick up and talk to you. And I think you can use that number for veterans also. I think it's a 1-800 number for veterans. I'm not sure. But I think if you call that 988 number, they can direct you directly with that number. There is help for you. Say what you need to say. Speak out. Say it loud. Love yourself enough to want to help yourself. Be very aware of your mental health. And we love you here at the Ross Cloud Podcast. So, Chris, as we continue to talk about this, the characters that you chose for the film, what was that process like as you were picking each one of the characters?
Well, when I was still writing and you say picking characters, developing characters.
Yeah, developing characters. Thank you, Chris.
It was making sure that I had a wide range of personalities, but also a wide range of personalities that go with intention of the character. What do they want in the story? What do they desire from beginning to end?
Yeah.
And then, what character's arc can I emphasize the most?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So there's, the lead, the main characters, and then there's awesome supporting characters that still paint and show you a character that you're going to remember their name, remember what they did, and then wonder why this happened in the movie. And I'm very proud of that because it lets me know that we show the audience growth and development in our characters. So
yeah.
I just wanted the most range when I first started.
Yeah, man.
I just wanted the most range for my characters. Just deliver on the story and the plot points.
Yeah.
And emphasize, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah. You actually did that too, man. And then carrying the weight of this character that you played. And then did you go about handpicking your makeup artist? Because the makeup artist was amazing. Jesus.
I didn't handpick nobody.
They just can't.
Yeah.
It just happened organically then.
Yeah, when you.
Yeah.
Everything else was taken care of, but resource wise in filmmaking, this is a low budget film that we got done. It don't look like it, but it was.
Hey, it's beautiful.
So the main makeup artist was Selena Springs. She did an amazing job.
Absolutely.
Getting Travis, my look. Like every time we're on set, she had to get me in the same look.
Yeah.
The eyes, the track marks, the sunken in face and great beard. It was a lot. Quinn, Maya, those were some artists makeup artists that showed up as well. And did a few scenes with us, and delivered on the makeup. Because it took a lot. Makeup really, really, really brought my character out. It brought a lot of characters out.
Yeah. I love it, man, and I love the fact that even while you're creating this character, even while you're working on this film, to me, a couple of behind the scenes shots that I had that I was privy to see. It actually looked like you were finding solace and peace and serenity. Actually, while you shout out to PC and Nolan, the crew, it actually looks like you were having a peaceful moment. Actually, while you were looking at those pictures too, while doing a film about trauma. Yeah. Those pictures were amazing, man. Yeah, amazing shots.
Shout out Selena. She did an amazing job.
Okay.
And then shout out J Red. A few of those are J Reds.
Okay, gotcha.
And I always told the crew, if you guys are on set, we're setting up a scene or doing this, content is king.
Yeah.
So make sure we have at least a video recorder going, or we have somebody taking photos. And it paid off.
It really did, man.
That behind the scenes folder that we have, it's got like 900 pictures and videos.
Yes.
From day one all up to now.
Yeah. And
it's amazing to look back on or be able to share when
Absolutely,
the time comes.
Chris.
So.
That's right, man. It's pretty dope. You have an amazing cast of individuals. And were any of these characters, any of these artists that were a part of Trauma, are any of them newbies? Any veterans that you have on the team?
Well, when we originally filmed, a lot of the cast, this was their first movie project.
Wow, you wouldn't even know it, though.
For everybody, it was first feature film.
Got you.
But what we did was I like to rehearse with the cast. I got to know your personality. I got to see how you say the lines.
Yeah.
How you interact in a space with another character.
Yeah.
And during those rehearsals, I think we had like a month of rehearsals, I was able to convey, what the scenes are going to look like. What would they feel like? What is the tone, pace, message that I want per scene?
Yeah.
Because it all ties in together. A lot of times with, newer cast and crew, you have to have, boundaries. Mm-hmm. You can ad lib here, but make sure
you hit spot on.
Because I've said it before. The way that I write, the way that I do my films, I like to hide gems in that third act that pay off in the first act that you didn't even realize came right past your screen.
No doubt. Yeah.
So it's important that the script is king for my productions.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on that. I had the wonderful pleasure. I won't give away too much sauce right now, but I had the I had the wonderful pleasure actually being a part of it. Me and shout out to
Kyrie. Yes, sir.
I was able to squeeze in a nice role as me and Kyrie were detectives, being a part of Trauma. I got to tell you, brother, it was beautiful to be back on set with you. But the one thing that I did notice about you, Chris, that kind of baffled my mind, and I don't think I paid attention to it the first time, but as you were giving us, and I won't divulge of too much, but I'll give a little bit to the folks that you may feed us a line right on the spot. And it's amazing to me that you've already created it here. It's already here. It's like a big bank. You know what I'm saying? A bank.
Yeah. Right
here. And you are actually giving us the lines while we're actually in motion. Like, it's wild to see, but it's also good to see the genius and the brilliance of the individual behind the camera that's saying, okay, now do it like this. Now say it like this, and then deliver it and repeat it. And sometimes as artists, we like, man, say that again. Give it to me one more time. Yeah. How you want me to say it? Because the one thing that I've learned about filming is it has to be the same way, same tone, same pace every single time. You know what I'm saying?
If possible.
If possible. Yes. And so it was just pretty dope to watch you give us those lines. But not only that, remember exactly what you said over and over again. Where did that come from, Chris? How did you develop that skill set the way you have? Or was it just a God-given talent?
That part, it comes from my process as a director. As a director, it's not just, sitting in a seat with your name on the back or wearing a hat. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A director is an actual craft.
Yeah, man.
And I write my own scripts. I shoot them. I edit them. I direct them. And then I do the business on them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that early on because I wanted to get my technique down, my processes down of how I go through the process of actually making a film.
Yeah.
The director is the shepherd of the story. So from the moment the movie comes on to the end with credits, it is my responsibility to get this story in my head conveyed to you, the audience member, in a timely fashion, an entertaining fashion, and in a fashion that is emotionally riveting. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
And those are the things that I aim for. And that doesn't come with just showing and putting the camera up. No, your shot list, your breakdowns, your day by days, your blocking. Blocking is so huge.
Yeah.
With Trauma, the first Trauma, we didn't shoot 30 pages of script.
Got you, man.
I was missing 30 pages of script.
Wow.
And still, it was an hour and 45-minute movie.
Yeah.
I was able to put footage together. This new cut for this premiere.
Yeah, man.
It's all planned out. So it's it's scenes that are, every scene is powerful. Put it like that.
Yeah.
Every scene has a message. Every scene is going to grab you and make you think.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah.
And I can tell it was very, very intentional, too.
Yes.
You were very intentional about what you wanted to do. Even with the reel or the trailer. The trailer. Let me use the proper word. The trailer that you had, it was very intentional. Just the whole pace of the first trailer that I actually saw was you hitchhiking. And I remember last time, bro, that the wind blowing through the trees, the isolation, it was kind of desolate. Not too many cars out there. Yeah. And it was almost like an empty moment that you was having. You were isolated from the whole world. And it was like, I'm trying to figure this shit out, literally.
Exactly.
I got to figure this shit out, man. If not, I'm going to crash and burn. But you're still crashing and burning on the inside. Exactly. So it was dope, that whole scenario. And the one thing that I remember is the passive aggressiveness within the character, Chris. And I was like, man, he is like metaphorically, he is like a volcano waiting to explode. And he did explode. And in him exploding, it destroyed everything in his path, but all roads led right back to him.
Exactly.
Amazing. And Trauma does that to us if there's no care, if there's no awareness, if there's nobody around to say, hey, man, I got you. Nobody to say, I love you. Hey, bro, there's help for you. And sometimes even in that. And don't include drugs and alcohol.
Exactly.
Which you implemented in there. You showed that. So it's pretty dope.
We for that part, with the drugs and alcohol, it was imperative because it's alarming if you guys would take a moment and go research substance abuse among veterans. It is alarming the numbers of veterans are losing from substance abuse, but also, opioid addictions, heroin addiction.
Come on, man. Come on.
It's a wake up call.
Oh, huge
that
one.
Keeps getting, ignored and muted. So this film, I wanted to bring a very diverse character.
Bro, you touched on everything, even domestic violence within the military. Because I remember being in there.
Yeah.
Even domestic violence the domestic violence that happens within the military environment. So much stress.
Yes.
So much stress just to be a good soldier. So much stress. I don't think people can even imagine unless you've been a soldier. Even if you didn't go to war, you got to make sure PT is straight. So, oh man, when I think about when I was in there, the pressure of passing your PT test.
Yeah.
I even though you're in shape, and then you medicating yourself all night, boozing it up. You probably been fighting all night long at the NCO club. Messing with some chick over here at the projects, and one chick on the projects in the barracks is chaotic because they both coming to see you at the same time. Which I can only talk about my experience with it, but I experienced it along with some other soldiers. You feel me? So even with you perpetuating your own shit within the environment of being stuff that's being like this within the military, bro, that's trauma within itself, Chris.
Exactly.
It's wild. So, man, my hat's off to you for creating such an amazing film, man, and just putting this thing together, man. So now we're here now. We get ready to do the premiere. What can the people expect without giving away too much? But are you going to keep it a secret this time?
No, I ain't keeping nothing secret this time. This is the last premiere. I'm going to tell you everything.
Yes, sir.
With Trauma, we're swinging for the fence on the second one.
Yeah.
The second cut. This is the final cut before I actually go to distribution and looking at, selling the film or figuring out, the best way to make my money back off of it.
Sure.
So it's got to be perfect. And with this one, we put all of our resources into this film, producing this film and the rest of it.
Yeah, man.
So if you saw the first one, just know this second one is a whole different story. It's new. If you haven't seen the first one, cool. I'm gonna knock your hat off at the second premiere. It's even better. So
yes, sir. Because you got some diamonds that you added some great pieces within this. If I must say, you added me in there, so that was a wonderful black diamond in that mofo.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Oh yeah. And that scene I finished last night.
Yes, sir.
And also that night, premiere night, I'll be also premiering. The first film that premieres is Soulmates. It's written and directed by Will Dalton. He's from the movie Loving, some Netflix productions.
Come on, man.
He had me shoot it for him and edit it, and I'm finishing up that now. But Soulmates is definitely a dope short film. So
come on, baby. Yes, sir.
I don't know last year I did a premiere.
I got you.
We didn't get no big noise on it.
No, that's all right.
But we had the most tickets sold for indie premiere.
Yeah.
It was Black History Month.
Come on.
We had 300 folks in seats.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? This year, it's a short film, then Trauma. But I've filmed 2 movies.
Yeah, Chris.
Edited at the same time.
Yeah, man.
Premiering at the same time.
Come on, beast mode.
You know what I'm saying? And Will Dalton, I haven't had the opportunity to work with bruh because he's in the industry.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So when he hit me up, I took it as a very, very serious opportunity, man. Like, it's like
yes, sir.
Getting to go play with the big boys a little bit. But when I got on set with him, it was like he was happy to work with me. So it's, I don't know, bro. I just love working with Will and his team.
Yeah.
Bro has amazing vision.
Yeah,
he's
Chris.
a graceful artist. He knows what he's doing. He's experienced. And it was just like, hey, 2 black men, 2 black directors.
Yeah.
Let's do one premiere.
Yeah.
Let's go crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing on March 30th.
Chris, I'm so proud of you, man. So everything is beginning to open up for you. And, man, I can't say that we didn't see this, or a lot of us saw this a long time ago. Let me say that a lot of us did see this a long time ago. But a lot of times when you're going through hard trips, when you're going through the hills and valleys and the knocks and bruises, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I understand now for people to really understand what the visionary sees. But everything that you're doing everything that you said you were going to do from the beginning. When I first met you, from the beginning. Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, if I had some money, it'd been done a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. But that's all right. Timing is the most important thing. And I will say this, there's nothing like God's timing.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
There's no way you can get around that, over that. When he say go, it's go, baby.
Exactly.
And we just got to be ready to go. And you, sir, was ready to go. But one major thing that I do want to talk about that a lot of times we don't put emphasis on, you personally went through a spiritual cleansing when you went and got baptized.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about that because
most definitely. Let's do it.
Chris, that right there was amazing. When I saw you do it, I was like, that's it. That's it. It's like a reconnect with the Father, with the ultimate creator, the one who gives us, hey, God is in you.
Exactly.
So you have the creation already in you. You know, you were created by the ultimate. When I see God, I see you, Chris. When you see God, you see me, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's a beautiful thing to watch somebody grow and develop, and then you get baptized. Talk about that moment when you got baptized. Honestly, I thought you was going to say, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
See, I don't do all that.
I know you don't. I'm picking with you, fam.
No, but that moment was, that was probably, that had to be one of the most special moments of my life, man. And shout out to Fellowship Church in Salem, Pastor
Yeah, I see
William
you doing
Cooper,
your thing over there, too.
Pastor William Cooper.
Love
First
the
Lady,
footage, yeah.
Amberly. I'm actually the filmographer, the videographer for them.
Great footage,
And,
great footage. He's amazing.
I love working with that church. Bruh, he really, Pastor Cooper, I've been cutting his hair for like maybe 2 years, 3 years now.
Have you really, Chris?
And the way he carries himself, he's a man of God.
Yeah.
And he does the right thing. He has integrity. You know what I'm saying? He's all about family, all about bringing the next man up.
Yeah.
And he lives it. Like, and I'm not saying nobody else does it,
Oh,
but
no.
It's just meeting somebody who is so genuine, authentic, and powerful. Not to mention on Sundays, brother get busy up on that stage. He delivers messages that are, relatable, that are useful in your everyday life. So
sure.
Up to that moment, I was going to that church, probably working there about a month, 2 months.
Yeah, man.
And I just, bro, made an announcement. I called him that evening. I said, hey, man, I want to get baptized. As a child, from the South, if you have any type of religious background, you get baptized younger.
That's right, Chris.
You may not know what it means. You may not be aware of what you're doing. And as an adult throughout the years, I'm not going to lie, there were times that death and situations caused me not to believe. I went through, a non-belief stage, an atheist stage, due to, losing family members that were close early.
Yeah.
And that day that I got baptized, it was just waiting to get in the water. Bro, I'm in the back just crying, just letting everything out, just life, deployment, questions,
everything,
doubt, pain, hurt, grief, regret.
Yeah, Chris.
And I just put it all in that water, and just when I came back up, it was gone.
Yeah.
And what they say, God never turns his back on you.
Never, man.
We do, but he doesn't.
Yeah, we do.
And it's always the things that we're going through mentally as a vet. Another vet, all the vets told me that I talked to, you got to have God in this thing.
You do.
If you don't, you go crazy.
Lose yourself.
So it's...
Yes, sir, you will. Yeah. I can actually echo that for you. I'm a witness to what you're saying. If it wasn't for the Lord, man, if it wasn't for God, I'll be honest with you, I'll be a freaking mess.
Yeah.
But I also take my medicine every day. Don't play no games about it, fam. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep that chemical imbalance that I have to keep me balanced.
Yeah.
So brother, I'm with you wholeheartedly, and I thank you. This right here is very, very refreshing, because a lot of times as black men, we don't talk about, the traumas or the therapy or the things that we've gone through in our personal lives to help somebody else along the way, to say, hey man, you can get through this.
Yeah. You
can make it, bro. Yes. Is it difficult? Hell yeah. It's hard. But, man, if you got God, man, he'll take that weight up off of you, and that yoke that he has is so much easier for you to grab onto.
Exactly.
And hold on to and walk this thing out. And when you got somebody you can talk to, whether it's just a phone call, you good, fam? All right, bro. I'll talk with you later. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I can appreciate you for being, first of all, vulnerable enough to talk about baptism. Because, but I mean, but some people don't.
No, same way, same energy I'm going to give you with everything else.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that same energy, and I'm going to give you a little bit more when it's time to talk about God.
Yeah, man.
But I'm not going to come to you first. You got to ask.
You got to ask.
I have a one-on-one relationship with God.
Say that.
I don't have a walk around, hallelujah.
No.
It's
Come on.
One-on-one.
It's about relationship,
and
bro.
I'm pursuing him.
Yes.
On the daily. So
come on,
if you
Fred.
want to know what's going on, ask. I'm not going to judge you. I don't do the holy roly thing.
No. So let me ask you this, man. God dog, you're making me shift gears because I think that way too. I love the fact that you said relationship with the Creator. How important is that? You one-on-one relationship with the Creator. Why?
It's the most important relationship that I have because I'm a father, and that's my first duty. And I don't know if you know this or not, but kids don't come with instructions.
No, they don't.
So it's the thing that I want to know most, the knowledge I'm seeking, all my career stuff comes second to me wanting to know how to raise my children.
Yeah.
How to be there, how to deal and react to certain situations or, sicknesses and, making sure that your child is good to go. You got to download those instructions from a source, and that source is God.
Come on, man.
So you got to be plugged in directly to the source. So that one-on-one relationship it's got to be your foundation.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Thank you for sharing that, brother. Yes, sir. I don't understand how we cannot have a one-on-one relationship with the Creator, especially when we look in the mirror, we see God. We were created in His likeness and His image. Exactly. So when we look in the mirror, we see God. You know what I'm saying? So how can we not have a relationship with that ultimate Creator? Chris, it's just right here. This conversation, man, first of all, it's such a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, man. Anytime.
Yeah, to talk with you, brother. And I'm always happy that we can get together and build. And, we'll be coming up on, I think Aaron's birthday is getting ready to come up again, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think Jet Black, I'm not mistaken. I don't want to give no detail.
I know, not the definitive.
Not concrete, but I know they have a big event going on and planning something big this year.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner, so most definitely.
Most definitely, man. So I think this is awesome, again, to sit in front of you again and talk to you again, brother, about this great journey that you're on, not only from filmmaking to the people that you're working with, but also the spiritual journey that you continue to be on in your pursuit for being a better you, man. So I appreciate you, family. This is amazing, and you're cutting hair now. You've transitioned, and now you're cutting hair somewhere else, which is dope.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Yeah, man. So this is awesome. And again, Chris, if don't nobody else tell you, I want to tell you face to face, I'm proud of you.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
glad to see the success that you're having, and shout out to your parents. Amazing individuals, to the entire family, man.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And Malcolm is really growing up, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw the little clip you did with him, and man, he just took it.
Yeah.
I said, he a natural. He's a natural. I got a chance to witness him on set. Action! Yeah. He beat you to it. He beat you to it. So, man, it's beautiful to watch. Chris, thank you again, brother, for gracing us with your presence here on the Ross Cloud Podcast, man. We appreciate you. Listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you. Make sure you get out to that premiere of Trauma. Give us that date again, Chris. And
Saturday, March 30th, Carolina Theater. Get your tickets now, carolinatheater.com. Doors open up at 5 o'clock. We got Q&A. We got a host. We got 2 films going. Will Dalton. I'm going to be in there. The whole CMB team going to be in there. So if you want to get down with We All We Got, you got to come to the premiere. We make movies around here.
Around here in Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. I absolutely love it. Chris, how can the folks follow you, man?
Right now it's Instagram, CMB Studios, YouTube, CMB Studios. The YouTube has all of our wedding films. It has all the trailers for all the movies. And also we will be releasing the new cut of the documentary that includes premiere night next week. Probably in May or June. So you guys,
right on.
Right now you can go online and see the documentary and just know that's a little snippet. It ain't fully done yet.
Yes, sir.
We just want to show how we made this movie. but we will have a full 2-hour documentary that's coming out afterwards.
I absolutely love it, Chris. Thank you again. Listen, this
Yes,
is the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm Carl Ross Sr., Chris Ross, helping you become a better you as we navigate through the clouds of life. Hey.
Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.